Look at it.
Yes, honey.
Alright, we're back. Now, I've got our packages open. Now I've took the bread. As you can see, I just chopped off the end piece. We're going to do that for now because we're going to use a toaster oven. Toaster oven, the reason why is because it's 101 degrees here in Tucson. It's pretty humid and our cooler isn't working, so we don't want to start up the stove. The stove is going to make it so hot in here that I'm going to be dripping sweat in the food, and we don't want me to be dripping. I've been to so many places and worked in so many places where I see one of the cooks is leaning over the pot, stirring it, and drips of sweat are dripping off his nose into the food. I'm like, oh, God, ah, that is so gross. Luckily, I'm not one of those. I don't sweat easy. And when I do sweat, I put on either a hat, which one I'm wearing today, or a bandana. That way, the sweat coming down my brow doesn't end up dropping off my nose and going into the food. So we're using the toaster oven to keep it cool in the kitchen. Another reason to use a toaster oven is because we're making something small. And if you cook all this up all at once, that's if you have a whole bunch of people. Cook up just what you want for when you're going to eat it. And then if you want more, you can always cook more. And that way, when you go back for seconds, it's still fresh because you just cooked it. Now, it's terribly easy to cook, so there's no reason why you should cook up the whole mess at once. Besides, what if you ate what you got and it was enough? You were full. You're like, yeah, I'll sit back for a couple hours. That way, you only got this cooked, the rest is in the refrigerator waiting to be put together, and it is so easy to put together, and I'm going to show you that right now. We're going to open up the bread, and we're going to break out the sauce. Use a spoon. That's what pizza cooks use. Just stir it up a little bit because can't talk today. Things seem to settle. So, take out your spoonful, just one spoonful, and then put it in there, and okay, 2 spoonfuls. I always think that, the more is merrier. Just kind of use the spoon to spread it out. And on the other one, spread it out. And one thing you've got to remember, and this is really important, that the cook gets to lick the spoon, and if it's in your house, chances are it's the same spoon he's going to use again. If it's in a restaurant, it actually sits in his coat pocket. Because a good cook always tastes what he's doing. If you don't taste it, how do you know it's good? If you don't know it's good, why would you want to subject someone to something that tastes terrible?
Shouldn't you add the pepperoni and then put the...
No! You never add the pepperoni first. What pepperoni pizza have you ever bought that had the pepperoni under the cheese? You don't. Besides, you want the toaster oven to cook the pepperoni on top. So you're going to add the cheese. Now you could go heavy on the cheese or light on the cheese. I like to make it so that I can't see the sauce. If I can't see the sauce, and it's got to peek through just a little bit. See, this is about perfect. Is that aimed? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfectly aimed, honey.
Alrighty, alright. So then, we're going to do the other one just the same. Now, I looked at the cheese that was in the store, and I happened to notice that for the same price of 8 ounces of cheese, it was the same price for cheese that wasn't shredded. And so, I figure, what's the point of buying cheese that isn't shredded if you can get shredded cheese? And besides, one thing you can't get with the non-shredded cheese is this style. It's called Italian style. That Mountain Dew is really getting to me. Alright, a blend of fancy shredded low moisture pork skim milk mozzarella, provolone, parmesan, Ramona, Fontana, and Asiago cheeses. That's a lot of cheese for the bang, for the buck. I mean, it's like I said, Same price, shredded cheese, 6 cheese blend versus a block of mozzarella. And if you buy a block of mozzarella, all you're going to get is mozzarella. Okay, now I'm going to set these aside because I'm going to put our pepperoni on. And let's see, 4 pieces of pepperoni. We'll go with 5 pieces of pepperoni. Now remember, these are small pizzas. So you put the pepperoni on it, boom, look, it takes up the whole thing. Can you see that?
Yes, honey, they can see that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is take the pepperoni, stack them one on top of the other, because they come kind of sort of side stack. We don't want side stack. And our bread knife will not do. I prefer my chef's knife. Now this is a chef's knife. You can tell because it has a red dot on the thing. The handle is solidly secured to this. This is a $60 knife. Now I know most of you are like, but Sev, I can't afford a $60 knife. Neither could I, but I was a cook and I had to have it. Then when I got it, I realized what a $60 knife does. One thing, this thing is razor sharp, and I sharpened it a long time ago. It holds the blade forever and a day. And another thing about it that's really nice, it seems to cut. I know what you're saying. Sev, that is probably the stupidest thing you've ever said. No, trust me, I've said a lot stupider things. So what we're going to do is put our pepperoni on here. Now that we've cut it up into pieces, look how much better this looks. Almost looks like a mini pizza.
It looks like those frozen French bread pizzas you buy in the freezer.
Yeah, it is. Just like one of those frozen French bread pizzas. It is just like those frozen French bread, bleh, I can't even say it. French bread pizzas you buy in the store. The only difference is this is fresh. And you get your choice of sauce. You get your choice of cheese. You get your choice of everything. And, again, one more time, it's fresh. It's not frozen. There's a big difference between fresh and frozen. And I know a lot of you have gone out to a restaurant and you've come home and got the frozen stuff from the same restaurant. Boy, I really can't talk today. From the same restaurant, they add, like Marie Callender's, they make their own frozen food section. So you'll go to the restaurant and you'll eat it and you'll be like, hey, this is delicious. Then you go and you buy the frozen food and you're like, this wasn't quite as tasty. The reason why is because frozen. Frozen removes some of the flavor and it adds a different flavor. Adds another flavor. So anyway, now that we've got our pizza, we're going to put it in the toaster oven. And slide that in. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have foil on my toaster oven's little pan. The reason why is it's really easy to cook. Easy to clean that way. Man, I really can't talk today. Okay, 300 degrees. This toaster oven doesn't have a timer, so what we have to do is start it up, and then we'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes.